Now, I don't mind some of the changes that we've seen in college football. I don't even mind some of the lesser rivalries not being played annually from a scheduling standpoint. But there are some traditions in the game that are sacred. And the Army-Navy game, being a standalone game on that day, is one of those sacred traditions. Now, if you haven't heard, they will now share that same day with the HBCU Celebration Bowl and the Camellia Bowl. Now, to some, that may not seem like a big deal, but to me, to be honest, it's a damn shame. And the reason isn't because it's the most high-flying or exciting game featuring future NFL stars. Hell, you got to get a waiver to play in the NFL anyway from there. But it's those young men's only day where the whole college football world is watching them. That day is about celebrating these guys who go through an incredibly rigorous schedule just to be able to play, while preparing to fight way more important battles than will ever be played on a football field. Now, it's a tradition that every college football fan has come to love. The pageantry is amazing, and so is the vitriol and respect during the game. Now, the truth is nobody outside of the alumni or the players' parents really keep up with either school during the day-in, day-outs of the year. And this day has been reserved for them to get the spotlight as a gesture of thankfulness for what they're doing. It's something that is truly American. And adding an appetizer and a dessert to that day is a bridge too far, in my opinion. Let's let the best of us get the attention from all of us. And I don't think that's petty. I think it's right. And as we know, the game keeps evolving. And as it does, let's try as hard as humanly possible to keep the sacred traditions untouched. And as my grandfather used to say, go Navy, beat Army. Bring in my co-host, former Michigan quarterback David Cohn, my brother, former Western State, Colorado wide receiver, and apparently a guy who shot a 76 one time playing Crain.
I got witnesses.
David, okay, well, it's been said before. David, I'm not trying to be too picky here. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't think this is some crazy take, and we're going to get into the new college football playoff schedule because it's interesting the way they did it. There's some things I feel like shouldn't be touched. I feel like this is one day, man, where even if you have to move it to a Friday.
Well, one of my favorite parts about college athletics are the time-honored traditions. I think it's what sets the college games apart, specifically football, but really all college athletics apart from the professional leagues. And Army-Navy always playing on their own day, sort of after all of the regular season has culminated, was one of those really cool things. And it always happens right around my birthday, right around Heisman Trophy presentation. It's just a cool time of year. For kids in college, it's right around the finals break before you get to take a break for Christmas and all that. But one of the things I've been wondering for the last year, and I've been advocating, is, hey, what if we move the college football playoff up, like that first round, to be the week after the conference championship games? And one of the things I've been wondering, well, that would be right around that Saturday when Army-Navy plays. Would that be worth it to have that game either move to a Friday or figure out some situation? And all this news pretty much broke at the same time because they're going to play games on the same day as Army-Navy, but it's not even the first round of the college football playoff games. So this schedule's breaking down where the first round games are going to be Friday, December 20th, one game, and then 3 games on the 21st. Then that goes, they take like 9 or 10 days off. So we're going to get the New Year's Eve games, which is cool for the Fiesta Bowl. And then 3 games on January 1st, New Year's Day. That'll be Chick-fil-A, Sugar Bowl, and Rose Bowl. So all that lines up. And then that's when we get into the semifinals, which will be Thursday and Friday, January 9th and 10th, not to step on the wild card round of the NFL. And then Monday, still January 20th for the national championship, to not step on the divisional round of the NFL, which I don't know what we have to do to not play.
Well, and we have the graphic, I believe. Let's put that graphic up so everybody can see it. It's kind of easier from a visual standpoint of what it's right here. And listen, all the games on New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, all this stuff is fantastic. My problem, David, is to avoid the NFL, we can play games on Thursday and Friday. Why in the hell are we playing the national championship game on a Monday?
Thank you.
And this is just, it continues to blow my mind that we do this. I would much rather you play it on a Thursday, so then I can take Friday off of work and have a long weekend, or play it on Friday for obvious reasons, because high school football is done by then, so you're not interfering with high school football. But we're going to avoid the NFL both ways, and not only that, you're doing it backwards. I would rather you play one of the playoff games and not the championship game on a Monday and play the championship game on a Thursday or a Friday, but we continue to do that because now, if I go to a watch party or my team's playing and I want to take a few sips of a cold soda, I don't know, maybe even drink a little bit of liquor, get a little weird. That next day I got to go in and feel bad. And then I got to maybe take work off on a Tuesday? I mean, come on, man. We need to be so much better than this.
It's a Saturday sport.
No national championship game, no matter what it is, should be played on a Monday.
But dude, we play them all on a Monday.
Why? Who decided this?
I feel like it's like one of those
ESPN.
What's that Chappelle
Right, Jonesy?
skit?
Evil people.
What's that Dave Chappelle skit where they're like, hey man, we just elected this guy president, and they're like, wow, we're really taking a risk here. They may figure out that like this dude's dumb. And they're like, and there's always that one guy in the back of the room that's like, I think we can go dumber. Like this, like I feel like that was the person that they're like, listen, Chaz said it, so let's just see if they'll watch. Because listen, people are gonna watch. I'm gonna watch, but I'm trying to set up the best thing for the viewer. Why? Because we're like y'all. We're the viewer. We're fans of the sport. Do it on a Thursday or do it on a Friday. Just don't do it on a Monday, man.
Well, I feel like the three of us would most likely watch a college national championship over the divisional round of an NFL game. Or you know what we do? We do what we do all year long. We'd watch everything at the same time, okay? But if there's going to be that much mutual respect for the NFL not to step on their toes or schedule during a playoff game, then why not just go ahead and work even closer with them and schedule it as a lead-in to it? When we were talking about this, take that 20 to 25 million viewers you're going to have for a college national championship and schedule it as a lead-in to one of these playoff games.
To me, it sounds it's one of those things where it just makes so much sense that they just don't do it. And we see that all the time. But we want to know what you think. What's going down in the Booster Club over there right now?
All right, Booster Club, welcome back. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you donate, it's on topic. It will get read. We're going to start off with Bo Molinari. Bo, what is up, brother? He says, question for the fellas.
Yup.
Would it be better to divest the Bowls from the playoffs altogether or make it a separate thing?
I'm not big into the, hey, let's just make whole new games or whole new bowl game names for the playoff. I'm fine with them taking over and saying, hey, we're going to play the Rose Bowl. It's going to be a semifinal game or whatever. I don't think that's nearly as big of an issue as when the game gets played. David, I mean, what do you think? I don't think that's too big of a deal.
So what did he say about the bowl tie-in still with the names? I mean, I love that.
Yeah, well, listen, I've always been, if we're going to talk about tie-ins as, you know, well, this conference goes to this bowl game. I've always thought
that's what you use as
if that's what he's saying, then I don't think we should have bowl tie-ins.
I don't think so.
you should be able to just pick the teams. I think that would make it cooler. It would give new teams able to play in new spaces regardless of what conference you're in. But as far as letting the Rose Bowl be in the playoff or letting the Sugar Bowl be in the playoff, I've got absolutely no problem with that.
Well, bowl games are one of the cooler aspects of college football. And we talk about time-honored tradition. So yes, Rose, Fiesta, Sugar, all that. So us having a desire to crown a national champion and have a playoff system has sort of interfered with that. I always thought a pretty good solution was them making the New Year's Six bowl games playoff games.
It's boom.
Right?
Fits right in.
All right, let's go to Donnie. Donnie, what's up? He says, is it just me, or does it feel like since they're adding games to the Army-Navy on the same day, that's kind of the state this country is in, doesn't really care about our military anymore?
You know, I never want to mistake malice for incompetence. I just feel like this was a way for them to be able to squeeze more games in on a day. I mean, you can sit here and we can take the view of, oh, well, no, you know, nobody cares about the military anymore. I don't want to go there yet. I just think this was a move that, to me, it's not even about the political outlook of what's going on. This is a college football tradition thing. This is something that, to me, hits at the core of one of the, again, sacred traditions that we have, just like the best rivalry games we have. You know, the game, Michigan, Ohio State, the Iron Bowl, right? You know, Auburn, Alabama, the Holy War, right? Utah, BYU. Like there's some things that I don't think need to be touched or adjusted. And this is one of them. If you want to take it further than that and think that maybe this is a representation of the way leaders are doing things now in our country, I don't think that's a crazy thing to say, but I will never mistake malice for just incompetence or them trying to squeeze as much in as possible.
Well, the reason given was, now we've moved the college football playoff slate up, right? 10 days in advance of New Year's Eve. So we have to move some of these other games up, as if we couldn't just squeeze in 2 bowl games like we always do on any of these days. I mean, past a certain point, which is that Army-Navy game, bowl games get played any day of the week, all sort of time in late December.
But like I said, I wouldn't mind the Army-Navy game being on a Friday. Just give them their day. That's all I'm asking.
But see, I think they're trying to do what we had just mentioned about the College Football National Championship. They want now all the eyeballs that are going to come from an Army-Navy game that we all watch to be able to help out the HBCU Celebration Bowl or the Camellia Bowl and have that sort of all be on the same day.
And I'm all for trying to maximize what you're doing. I get that, right? I'm a capitalist at heart. I just feel like this is one, there's a hard stop there for some things. And I feel like and there's not a lot of them left. Like, there's not a lot of traditional college football things left. This is just destroying another, in my opinion, sacred pillar of college football. All right, let's get to one more.
Let's go to Mr. Mack. He says the Army-Navy tradition has only been going on for 14 to 15 years, so it's not like it's some long-stead tradition.
I don't know, 14, 15 years is a long time to me. You know, I feel like now it's so ingrained in how we go about the college football schedule. Like, again, not that it's been going on for 100 years. There used to be a time where Army would win national championships, right? Or Navy would win national championships and have Heisman winners and Roger Staubach.
It doesn't matter how good the teams are.
No, that's not what it's about. That's not what it's about. But 14 to 15 years is a long time. If you invest 14 to 15 years of your life into something, I mean, to you, that's a big deal. So I disagree with you there, but I can see what you're saying.
They have played over 120 times.
Oh, they played
124 meetings.
Yeah, they have.
Some traditions are worth keeping, like the Army-Navy game, and some aren't, like guys in overalls on Saturday at Texas A&M.
Here we go again.
It's only Monday.
It's the truth.
We just got back.
It's the truth.
We just got back.
YouTube, what's up? We're back live. You already know what time it is. If you hadn't hit that subscribe button, if you're just finding out about us, welcome to the Booster Club, right? Without you, there is no us. So please keep sharing the show because we want to keep on growing.